Hey math kids, today we're going to talk about how to get four symmetric intervals and find the average rate of change of your data. So this is my data, and let's see what I've done to set this up. So first, if you choose to do this from a screenshot, then you'll want to mark the middle point or the height, and the two x-intercepts. But if you're just doing it on Desmos and then like a piece of paper, you don't necessarily need to do that because you'll be able to click wherever you want. Now I couldn't get Desmos to leave these up on there, so these are the halfway points between the halfway points. So they're like the quarter values. Now the way that I determined where those would be is I took this x value, which is about right here, and I counted how many squares it was to there, and it was 18. So I divided that by 2 to get 9. Counted 9 squares over from here, and that's how I decided that I wanted to use that point. Then I counted 9 squares over from the middle, and that's how I determined this point as well. So there's 9 squares between each of these, and that, that'll make it symmetric if we use the center or the line of symmetry, axis of symmetry, as our center point. Okay, so that's how I set that up. Now, once I set that up, it's pretty straightforward. We're using data, so it's real numbers, so it's a little messier than some of the practice problems. But we just need to find the slope between these. And so right here, we're at 0, and we go all the way up to 9.5. So we go up, we go 9.5, and then the amount that we've run is going to go from negative, and I'm just going to have you round to 2 decimal places, so it's going to be negative 2.6 to 0.2. So if we go from here to here, that's running 0.26, and then if we run from here to here, that's running 0.2, and so if we add those together, we get 0.46, and so that's 0.46 for a run. And so if we do 9.5 divided by, so rise over run, 0.46, go to our calculator, we get 0.9, or no, not that, sorry, 9.5 divided by 0.46, and we get 20.65. So 20.65 is the average rate of change on that interval, that first interval that we have. Now let's switch colors to make it easier to tell. Okay, now we want to do the same thing. We want to rise. So we're going to rise from here to about right there. And so if we go 9.5 to 12.7, let's just do 1 decimal on that. I'm not going to be super picky with how much you round. Just go at least 1 decimal place. So we're going to go from 9.5 to 12.7. So we can just say 12.7 minus 9.5. We get 3.2. So this is 3.2. Okay. And then our run should be the same because we chose even intervals. We chose 9 squares over. So I'm just going to assume that it is about the same, and so that's 0.46. Okay, and so we do rise over run. So we do 3.2 divided by 0.46. and we get 6.96. Okay, so the interval from there to there has a slope of 6.96, which is our average rate of change. Okay, now we just have to do the same process 2 more times. And let's see, we'll get this color. Alright, this time our rise is going to be negative, but it should be the same number. It should be 6.96, but let's just prove that to ourselves. So we're going from here down to here, and so that is the same distance as here to here, so that really is 3.2. But since we went down, we're going to call it negative. Now the distance from here to here is the same because all of our intervals should be the same. And so that is 0.46. And so if we do negative 3.2 divided by 0.46, we will get that same number, but it'll just be negative. So negative 6.96. And the last one. So our rise is from here to here, which is actually the same as from here to here, and so that's 9.5. And then from here to here is our same interval length that we've had the entire time, which is 0.46. And if we do 9.5, that was down though, so it's negative. Negative 9.5 divided by 0.46, it's going to give us the same number, but it's just negative. Alright, so we found the average rate of change on 4 intervals that we created, and we made them symmetric, which makes our life easier, and having the same width on all your intervals will make your life easier. That way you're not doing a bunch of calculations. Now, if you need additional help, please come to Math Lab, but until then, calculator.